Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this Sunday service of the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Grand Traverse. My name is Pete Batham, and I'm a member of the Sunday Services Committee. Together, we gather around the theme of social change now, a chance to reflect on what it means to act, to connect, and to build the world we dream of in the midst of the one we have. We'll be hearing from members of this community who have been doing exactly that, and we're grateful for their voices. Here at UUCGT, we welcome people of every background, identity, and age. Whether you're here in the sanctuary or joining us online, whether it's your first time or you've been coming for years, we are so glad you're with us. Families with children are always welcome. If little ones need to move or make noise, that's perfectly fine. If you're visiting today, we'd love to get to know you. If you're comfortable, we invite you to stand and introduce yourself. A microphone will be brought to you so everyone can hear. If you prefer not to speak, that's perfectly fine. Are there any visitors?
Yes, am I the only one on the spot here? My name is Miran. I moved from New Jersey relatively recently because my son lives here with his mom, so I came to visit him. I am social scientist and an activist. I teach college remotely, and I'm looking for community.
Welcome. Anyone else? Okay. Well, if you're new this morning, please grab a yellow mug during coffee hour so we can find you and say hello. Later in the service, we'll share the joys and concerns of our community. You're invited to write yours in the book to your left, and they'll be read by a member of our care team. You're also welcome to light a candle for your joy or concern at any point during the service. Are there any announcements from any of the service leaders? Okay. Couple that I've been given to announce are there's a minister search update. The congregational record has been completed. It has been published, and we are waiting for responses. There will be a press conference and prayer service for detainees at 1 p.m. on Monday. Community clergy are organizing a press conference, prayer service, to be in solidarity with the detainees who are fasting at the North Lake Detention Center, one of whom is a member of Father Wayne's congregation. Community members are welcomed. Check the social justice webpage for details. As we begin, I invite you to set aside whatever you carried in this morning and bring your full attention to what this community has to offer. Please silence your phones so we can be fully present with one another. Now let us worship together.
Our opening words today by Reverend David Beck Breeden. Welcome to a new story. Welcome to a day unwritten. We gather to speak of possibilities. We remember the losses. We celebrate the victories. We embrace the impossible rather than the probable, weaving a story of hope and change. So join us in a new story. Join us in a day yet unwritten. Join us in the future of possibility. As we light the chalice, the symbol of Unitarian Universalism, this flame burns for what might be, for hands that help us up and point to the rising sun, for hearts that whisper, "What if?" For dreams that blanket our imaginations for what might be. May our chalice shine bright in our work of becoming. So as we light this chalice, please join us in reading our covenant words found on the back of your order of service. I'm accountable for me. You're accountable for you. In community, we hold each other through joy and conflict. We openly welcome all as we respond to the needs of the world. So now let us sound the singing bowl, entering a time of stillness.
Would you please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing Planted, our new virtual hymn of the month. I was planted in the darkness. I was planted in the darkness. I was planted in the darkness. I was My name is Betsy, and I'm here to read the story for Chelsea today. Yay! So the story we have today is called We Are the Builders. Welcome to our community day. Ready to find your role to play? My name is Ramla. I'm your guide. Follow me and stay by my side. So many grown-ups and kids are here. Everyone wants to volunteer. There's plenty to do in our town. Help new friends plant trees in the ground. The time is now. Let's all play a part. Listen and learn. What moves your heart? We are the builders. We form and forge, construct and fix, improve homes with nails and bricks. See those old desks, tables, and chairs? Good as new with some repairs. Who wants to join the builders? Yay. We are the caregivers. We comfort, console, soothe, and cheer. Care kits for all, near and dear. Acts of service and words that mend. How can I help, my new friend? Who wants to join the caregivers? We are the frontline responders. We plan and protect, stay prepared. Storms brewing, but don't be scared. Stock cans of soup, bags of fresh fruits. Gather warm coats, gloves, and boots. Who wants to join the frontline responders? We are the disruptors. We declare, demand, demonstrate. Call for change, don't hesitate. Raise our voices, banners, and beats. Meet and march out in the streets. Who wants to join the disruptors? Yeah. We are the experimenters. We scan, invent, and improvise. Solve hard problems with fresh eyes. What if these used bottles and rags could become backpacks and bags? Who wants to join the experimenters? Yeah. We are the visionaries. We dream, imagine, and inspire a world we can all admire. Fresh air, clean water, safe and free, bright futures. That's what we see. Who wants to join the visionaries? We are the weavers. We stitch, we braid, we intertwine. Common threads link hearts and minds. When people fight or disagree, find what connects you and me. Who wants to join the weavers? We are the healers. We renew, restore, and relieve, tend to those who cry and grieve. Sometimes when the world is too much, we nurture with breath and touch. Who wants to join the healers? We are the storytellers. We sing, we dance, we create art, bring joy and love heart to heart. Vibrant murals preserve our past, history's cherished at last. Who wants to join the storytellers? Of the different roles to play, which one feels like you today? You could become a guide like me, show new folks what they can be. We mentor, we advise, we steer, share wisdom, honest and clear. Now that it's clear what we can each do, we want to hear from all of you. What role would you choose? Who would you be? How will you change your community?
Would anyone like to help me lead our song today?
Yes.
We are children of the stars, we are children of the earth, we are sinners and weavers in this web of life, and the joy that we weave reaches out beyond the stars and deep within the center of our being. We are children of tomorrow, we are children of our dreams. We are planners and builders in this web of life. And the future that we weave reaches out beyond the stars and deep within the center of our being.
Hi again. I'm still Betsy. And I'm here to talk a little bit about my time volunteering at Safe Harbor. The first time I volunteered at Safe Harbor, I was really nervous. As far as I knew, I had never had a full conversation with a person experiencing homelessness, and I wasn't sure what to expect. That first evening, I stood behind a desk and checked people in. Smiling and friendly greetings were all that was required. It was pretty easy. That first shift was in February of 2020, and I broke my leg not too long afterwards, which put an end to any future volunteering that season. And at that time, Safe Harbor closed for the summer. And when they opened up again in the fall of 2020, we know what was going on then, UUCGT was responsible for the first week. So responsible for providing all of the volunteers and all of the meals that week. At that time, in October of 2020, no one was vaccinated against COVID, and my age and relative good health put me in a low-risk category. So I masked up and volunteered 4 times that first week. Throughout the winter, I continued to volunteer once or twice a week, and I felt most comfortable when I had a concrete job that limited conversation, such as checking people in or handing out medications. But slowly, throughout time, I began to learn people's names and faces, the top half of people's faces. And when it was finally safe to remove our masks, being able to smile at guests with my whole face and to see them smile back was amazing. And the only way I could describe it was like when the sun comes out from behind a cloud. It was this connection, this exchange of joy. And I was amazed at how much power there is in a smile's ability to create connection. And I found myself having more and more personal interactions with the guests. I continued volunteering throughout the years in a variety of roles, but the thing that I always enjoyed most was just connecting with people. I genuinely enjoyed and still do enjoy learning about the guests' lives and experiences, and I hope that my presence and attention lets them know that they have the same inherent worth and are deserving of the same dignity that all humans are. I want to share a story with you. About a year ago, I struck up a conversation with a person that I will call Robert. I'd never spoken with him before, but I saw that he was eating some steak that he had cooked up in the park that day, and I asked him about it. After a brief chat about the steak, the conversation turned meatier, and that's for you, Alex. A little pun. He told me about his job as a housekeeper and supervisor at a local hotel. Robert was originally from Texas, and his adult children still lived there. Robert's children wanted him to come back to Texas and had offered to help him with housing, but he felt ashamed and didn't want to be a burden on his children. The conversation turned very emotional for Robert, and he told me that he hadn't really talked about this with anyone. As a rule, I try very hard not to insert myself into conversations with guests and to not offer advice, but in this case, I couldn't help but gently point out that perhaps it would mean a lot to his children to allow them to be able to take care of him. A week later, I was volunteering again, and Robert sought me out to tell me that he, with a big smile on his face, that he had decided to move back to Texas when the shelter closed for the summer. He seemed relieved and as though a weight had been lifted from him. I don't want to insert myself into Robert's story, and I don't know if our talk helped him make that decision at all. But the reason that I hold on to this story is because it reminds me that you never know when what you say or do is exactly what a person needs at that moment. This is true for all people, not just those living in a shelter. Your smile, compliment, or act of kindness towards someone could be exactly what that person needs at that moment. I think it's natural for humans to want to care for others who are struggling. People experiencing homelessness are often struggling in a way that is very outwardly visible. And so, at Safe Harbor, volunteers extend to them unconditional kindness and care, and it is wonderful to see and be a part of. But I think a lot about why I don't always approach everyone I encounter in this same way. All people struggle at times in their life, but many of us have gotten really good at hiding those struggles. So what if I approached everyone, as I do those in Safe Harbor, with that same level of unconditional kindness and care? What if we all made that same effort to show everyone that they have inherent worth through our actions and words? What a wonderful world. I have to make a little plug. If you are interested in volunteering at Safe Harbor, we have a week in June, and today after the service, Betsy Wacker and Rich Fowler will be out in the hallway. Please sign up. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience, and hopefully, like me, it would change you for the better. Thank you very much.
Good morning. So my name is Chris Louts, and I'm chair of the membership committee. So as I'm doing the next few sentences, if the membership committee would come up front, so everybody can see your smiling faces. But we help with coordinating greeters, we people, the welcome table, and we try to help develop a community amongst our congregation. So we have here in attendance, we have Frank Swinehart, Chris Walter, Jane Watts, flip those two because they moved, Diane Jones, Rick Walter, and the two that aren't able to be here are Peter Brower and John Hoffman. So, it is my pleasure to invite our newest soon-to-be members to come forward, and please bring the insert that was in your order of service. So come on up front and stand in front of the podium. So we have Holly Steele and Jan and Alan Duncan. And for those online, I'm not sure if there's a link to the order of service for the covenant, so I apologize for that. And then Jane Watts, if you will come up and read the two things.
I'm the two things here. I would like to welcome Alan and Jan Duncan. And they said that we both recently retired and have relocated from Ann Arbor. And they were members there of the UU Ann Arbor Church. And we're excited for them to become members of the UU and be a part of the work that we're all about. And Holly Steele. I am a person in recovery from addiction on a regional area committee who has found spiritual enlightenment through God's grace. I identify as a guide with anti-discrimination as a cause I hold close to my heart. And those are two people.
Okay, Chris Walter is next.
I love that. And by the way, the bios and pictures of these new members will be printed in the Beacon, so you can find out more about these members there, or just ask them. You'll see them at social time. As an introduction to this special time of welcoming new members, we share these words, adapted and abbreviated from an unknown author. We, the current members of the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Grand Traverse, welcome you into our circle of love and commitment. May you find comfort here, for life often carries with it pain, so may you find joy in the shared gifts of life and love. May you be challenged here, for questioning is a source of love and learning. May you add your voice to ours, finding harmony in the diversity we affirm. May you build on your faith here, a faith that sustains you during life's transitions. May you find your spiritual home here, creating with us a community that welcomes all. Above all, may you help us to create a better world, cultivating human wholeness and authentic interdependence.
Thank you. And next is Frank. So you're going to need your insert in the order of service, the covenant tap sheet. Did you guys bring yours up? Okay, got it. Make sure, sorry.
Good morning. This is a welcoming of new members reading by Manish Mishar Marzetti, who is the minister from Ann Arbor Unitarian Church. New members, if you'll recite with me. We enter this faith with hope and possibility in our hearts, pledging to participate in and support the ministries of this congregation. We covenant to remain true to the spirit of love that flows through this congregation and guides us. We seek your welcome as we join you in this faith. Congregation, if you please. We welcome you as once we were welcomed ourselves. We seek to be open and inclusive, respecting your inherent dignity, your ideas, and your vision. In times when it is easy and in times when it is difficult, we seek to be supportive, not only when you reach out and encourage to us, but also when we need us to reach out to you. In return, we ask that you recognize our humanity. We will not always live up to our ideals, and when we fall short, we invite you to stay in relationship with us and help us to more fully bring alive the spirit of love. We welcome you as an equal member of this congregation, of this faith, and of our shared spiritual journey. We warmly welcome each of you in this community of caring, of social justice action, of learning and wisdom, and so much more. Thank you.
We're not done yet. We're not done yet. So Chris and Rick Walter will be passing out. We have folders with all kinds of information. And Chris is passing out bags of goodies that she personally puts together, and it's things that are in Michigan. And we also have a pocket guide of UUism that is part of their welcome gift. So, thank you all to our friendly congregation members for welcoming these new members when they first started attending services here. And we invite everyone to join in the fellowship hall for celebratory refreshments after the service. And a reminder to new members, after we leave the sanctuary, would you please stop by the welcome table so you can officially sign the membership book and become an official member. Thank you all very much.
Would you all join me in singing our love and welcome to our new members? I will sing the first, I'll sing, and then I'll invite you to sing in response with me. Spirit made a place for you where everything is new. Spirit made a place for you where everything is new. Love has made a place for you where everything is new. Love has made a place for you where everything is new. Grace has made a place for you where everything is new. Grace has made a place for you where everything is new. Where everything is new.
This congregation makes social change possible. In communities like this one, where people show up, like yesterday, build relationships and act together on what they believe. This congregation runs entirely on that generosity. No outside funding, just us supporting something worth sustaining. So today, ushers will pass baskets with two sides. The blue side supports this congregation. The red side supports community needs. You can also give using the options on the screen. If you're giving by check or app, please note in the memo line what your gift, whether your gift is for your pledge, for community needs, or some special collection. Now, if you're a guest today, you can simply let the basket pass. We don't charge admission. Your presence is gift enough for us today. So today, right now, we gratefully receive this morning's offering.
I'm stepping on, you wouldn't be able to see me over the. Anyway. Safe Harbor, a fabulous, amazing adventure contrived by a few, joined by many, and helping hundreds every day. A mighty thanks, a giant mighty thanks to you out there, some unknown, hundreds every day, months, years, who brave it to come to Safe Harbor. I want to sincerely thank them, our guests, how brave of them, all of them, to go against our general understanding and norms for independence and self-sufficiency, and to do this and be able to cooperate and even thank us, holding their heads high like they should. I honor you immensely, our most esteemed guests, each of you. Many thanks. That takes bravery, courage, and inner strength, and that urges me to want to be more grateful and offer even more. I also honor and appreciate the many volunteers who realize they have the energy, willingness, fortitude, and the giving, non-judgmental attitude to attend to the urgent and many needs of others, and do it without blame, rebuke, condemnation, offering help, not only physically, but emotionally, and with quiet gratitude. We are so lucky to have shelter from inclement weather, food for our basic nourishment, and clothing to protect us. Aren't we lucky? We share the urge and willingness within us to help others without condemnation or blame. I am very grateful to all of us. Many thanks. And again, 1,000 thanks to our brave guests who bear the brunt of some of our society's most ills and come and honor us with their presence. Many thanks to them.
We pause now to hold what has been shared, the joys, the concerns, the milestones, and moments of this gathered community. My name is Ann Swaney. I'm a member of your congregational care team. If anything feels too heavy to carry alone, please reach out to a member, not just me, everyone that has a purple ribbon of the congregational care team, and speak to them. We're always available after the service or anytime you'd like to speak to one of us. And say it with me. None of us is meant to travel life's journey alone. And I'd like to start, there were no online concerns today, and so I'm kind of throwing in my own joy. I'd like to start by saying I recently noticed the phrase "gratitude is our attitude" in the latest flash. I heartily concur. I have great gratitude to be a part of this congregation. And now for the joys and concerns shared in the book today. We're celebrating the birthday of our social justice webmaster, Steve Sanders. Is he here today? Oh, yay. and also, this is from Mike and Mary, and also a successful Community Connection Summit yesterday. It was truly a joy to see Mr. Fred perform in the Drowsy Chaperone at the Old Town Playhouse on Friday. His performance was funny, warm, full of heart, and showed so much talent. We highly recommend seeing him perform next weekend. From Betsy and Chris Hammerberg. And now let's hold a moment of stillness for what remains in the silence and on our hearts. Then, as we continue with our time of joys and concerns, we are now we open our time for the stone meditation. As you feel moved, you're invited to come forward to take a stone and place it in this bowl of water. This is not a time for words, but a chance to bring what is on your heart into our circle of community, trusting that it's held in love and care. As you feel ready, please come forward.
Join with me in singing our song of response, Spirit of Life. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind,
morning, everybody. I'm Jim Linsell, and I was happy to be asked this morning to share a few ideas on this theme of ours this morning. One of my first memories as a preteen of the concept and practices that lead to social change was witnessing my dad deliver a half gallon of ice cream to a new black neighbor in our all-white neighborhood in Detroit. My dad's welcome visit was intended to counteract the rejection other neighbors had gossiped about with each other or outright confronted our neighbor or my parents with their support of open housing codes. His ice cream visit revealed his dream of living in an integrated neighborhood. And in the ecosystem that we're using now to take a look at roles that we all play in these things, I guess he was a caretaker and a visionary. White flight to the suburbs ensued in the next 10 years. Another time was when I was an MSU sophomore. I got a phone call from my mom telling me she opened our back door and encountered a pile of broken beer bottle glass on the step. My folks had held a campaign event for Richard Austin for Secretary of State the night before. I suppose in the ecosystem they were builders. Her inference about the glass was that some neighbors of ours weren't very pleased about the presence of several of their African American friends who had attended. Incidentally, Austin went on to serve 24 successful years in that position. A third experience that was formative for me was belonging to a street theater group in college at Michigan State that performed at demonstrations on campus and around the state. This is the demonstration for the 4 that were killed in Ohio. You remember the terrible event. And these folks in the white face with the peace sign on them are part of our group. We performed at demonstrations on campus and around the state and on 2 summer tours of the East Coast cities. We traveled in an old mail van. We called ourselves the Street Corner Society. We had 3 shows: the War and Peace Review, the Woman Play, and the Drug Show. In the ecosystem, we were storytellers. Each examined issues and conflicts faced in society. We painted our faces with whiteface and a peace symbol. We passed the hat to buy gas and food. We slept in our friends, wherever they were in the various cities, were on their living room floors or occasionally in a park in the van. We wrote the shows together, starting with impromptu skits, drawing from literature, music, and our own experiences. These lifelong friends are templates of social justice and action to me. In these 3 cases, there was action, albeit modest, that was done to address the need for change. The key for me in these examples is the action, not the talk, before or after about the issues. The ice cream and the invitation to my folks' friends to meet Austin, and the encounter and dialogue with citizens on the street about the issues were what mattered. Recalling the racial justice events of the 60s, I reflect now that people actually doing something was what created the pressure for President Johnson to act. The passage of the landmark civil rights laws of the 60s was driven by a wave of grassroots citizen actions ranging from mass protests and economic boycotts to voter registration drives that forced the federal government to act in the face of widespread racial injustice and violence. Yesterday's UU Social Justice Summit was a perfect example of action used to reach out to voters. We did not sit and listen. We were doing things. And years later, I tend to expedite rumination. I avoid passively attending meetings or just blowing my top in favor of actions as my method of expression. And as Ben Franklin said, well done is better than well said. And it's scarier when you're not doing anything anyway. Taking action helps to alleviate some of the fear. Now, turning back to our ecosystem of justice, I connect with author Deepa Iyer when she says that it's the small-scale, local, sometimes slow daily actions that accumulate to affect change. And of course, it's the connections between people and open-minded dialogue that make those collective actions possible. Iyer encourages the preliminaries of finding causes that personally resonate with you and then inventorying your own skill sets to identify the role you choose to play. I see myself mostly as a builder with a few sides of caretaker and guide. I admire visionaries and want to be part of an effort for justice that aligns with my lifelong values and experiences in a movement that is bigger than me. But I'll leave the visioning to the visionaries. I'm also not a frontline emergency responder or a disruptor, but I like being part of concrete steps and working on a team. At 75, I'm interested in encouraging and guiding younger adults and kids to find their voices and take action that means something to them. In the past, I've talked with young men about their choices about military service. I recently joined the League of Women Voters. I am now a card-carrying member to assist in their effort to pre-register 16 and 17-year-olds to vote. I sat in the Interlochen Arts Academy library a couple of weeks ago at lunchtime while the 16-year-olds came in lugging their huge instrument cases and asking for help to page through the app of the League of Women Voters on how to pre-register. When they turn 18, they're automatically ready to vote. Being in a big demonstration or hearing an inspirational leader keeps me inspired. But what really drags me down is seeing and listening to leaders I most disagree with, especially on the news. I won't mention any names. When I'm overwhelmed, I regulate my exposure. Reading the New York Times each morning and then drifting off listening to analysis podcasts in the evening is usually enough for me. So what ideas emerge as generalizations? First, it's in the shared effort with others that each of us playing our own roles, keyed to our own individual strengths, is what we have as our best chance for influencing change. And in shared effort, we can support each other through discouragement. It's also important to hold the tension instead of rushing to resolution, resisting jumping to right or wrong judgments of others' ideas, and instead work to build positive relationships for change. Connection is the mechanism. But concrete action to influence decision makers is the critical piece. Well done is better than well said.
Would you please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing our closing hymn for today, The Fire of Commitment, found in your teal hymnal. From the light of days remembered, burns a beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear. When the fire of commitment sets our minds and souls ablaze, when our hunger and our passion need to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the stories of our living rings a song both brave and free, calling pilgrims still to witness to the life of liberty. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion need to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the dreams of youthful vision comes a new prophetic voice, which demands a deeper justice built by our courageous choice. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion need to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin.
Now, as you're willing or able, would you stand and reach outstretched hands? If you don't want to be touched, just give us the signal, and we'll leave you alone. So we can join together as we release the flame that binds us together. Go for it.
Even When We Don't See the Entire Way by Reverend Michelle Collins. We release this flame, but its work continues in our small acts, in our willingness to begin again, and in the way we love each other into courage. May we choose to take another step, even when we cannot see the entire way.
The service is ended. Thank you. Join in the social hall, greet our new members.
Okay.